Thank you so much for listening to Roll for Focus. Don't forget to rate and review us wherever you listen. And if you want to support us more, you can subscribe to our Patreon at patreon.com/rollforfocuspodcast. Or if you can't afford to subscribe to us full time but still want to help, you can go to our Ko-fi and make a one-time donation. Enjoy the episode!
Hello everyone, welcome to Roll for Focus, and with me I have...
Mars, pronouns he, they. I'll be playing our ever-changing fighter Rokain, pronouns he, him.
And I'm Emily, pronouns they, them. I play everyone else in the world, and that's all there is today. Nobody else is here.
Oops.
Last time, so much happened. The group wrapped up the events at Parzit, walking away victorious. Zealous and Quillen had a date. Everyone had dreams that reminded them of the past in some way. And when Rokain woke up from his memory of Kasai saying that he was proud, he felt the very strong urge to check on his map if Kasai was alive. And upon locating him and seeing he was in fact alive, he made the totally rational, well thought out, not impulsive at all choice.
Sure.
To go to Kasai and leave everyone else behind. And that's why it's only Muz.
Hello.
So, okay.
Yes.
You appear kind of not like right in the middle of the street, but not like fully like in an alley. You just kind of appear in the hustle and bustle of things. No one really pays you notice. No one really notices because it's it's the city center. And I think all you brought with you was like your basic weapons and the map, right?
And the hat.
And the hat. But there was no reason for you to bring like all of your supplies, your pack, your...
No, I was only going to be gone for 4 hours.
Yeah.
At most.
You appear, and there's so many people, so it's hard to, spot Kasai, even though he is a pretty easy figure to spot. Usually, he's tall, he's broad, he's easy to catch the eye, but he also knows how to blend in when he needs to. So it's very hectic here. Would you roll me a perception?
Sure.
And it is sight-based, so...
Yep, disadvantage. Well, I rolled a 4 and an 8 for a total of a 5.
All right. Yeah, I think Rokain is so in his head, and maybe like, was this a good idea? No, it's a good idea. I'm just using what Caxus gave us to go visit our loved ones to visit a loved one. Mm-hmm. And I think also just... You've gotten a little used, like, you're a city kid, you're used to this, but also, it's been a while. You've kind of been more isolated than you're used to. So, It's like, you're just kind of readjusting to the hecticness that is a big trade city.
Mm-hmm. If it hasn't been done already, the hat goes up as, like, more of a hood than anything else.
Yeah.
Not fully hiding myself, but hiding myself. On top of that, he's following the map almost to a T. It's not a, like, yes, he's still looking around, but the map shows where he's at, so might as well use that. Yeah.
And you are using the map, you're trying to, you've been to Mus, I imagine, on a few trips with your parents for business or whatever, but you're not as super familiar, so there are moments where you kind of have to look up and get your bearings, and you keep seeing, like, Kasai's close, but he's, he's always, you're just like, oh, he must be in that building, and that, you get the general building where you think he might be, but it's a rather large kind of embassy type building.
Mm-hmm.
So then navigating that is another thing entirely. Maybe now knowing he's in that building, you kind of just... You're not maybe as focused on the map once you're sure he's in that building.
Yeah.
Do you go in?
I think it's going to be looking... Not, like, obviously, like, glancing into it. Like, the face is not against the window, but he's looking in the windows to see if it's occupied or...
As you're looking, it takes you a while just to, like, look around and see, especially because some of the windows are high up. Like, you see some lights, you see... And you know, like, you've been in plenty of these sorts of places before. You know that there's usually rooms set up for, like, visiting dignitaries and, like, meeting rooms. So it's not surprising. It's not surprising to see some lights on or see some, like, movement. Mm-hmm. But it's hard to tell exactly what it would be, you know. And again, because it's in the building, but the map doesn't show you, like, heights. Who's to say what floor he's on? And again, you've kind of tucked the map away, like trying to kind of find your inn, I imagine.
Mm-hmm.
And behind you, you hear Rokain. And you turn around and see your father. I've been wanting to talk to you. If you'd follow me.
Okay. I think one of his hands is already in his pocket.
Yeah.
Doing, like, just like he did with his mother.
Yeah. And I think he does look at you with that kind of... You have a hard time disobeying your father. Mm-hmm. It was hard enough to do it with your mother. Mm-hmm. But he looks at you and, like, don't do whatever it is you did to your mother. You can go on your way after we have a discussion.
Okay.
Kind of nods and leads you up into a room that he's clearly been staying in, gestures for you to sit down.
Yeah, I mean, he's gonna sit down.
I've heard that you have found a higher calling, as it were.
You could say that.
But you believe it is the right thing to do. You believe you are helping people.
Yes.
Could you explain it to me?
He's not making eye contact at all. No. I can't. Not
Could
entirely.
you try?
Something... Apparently our ancestors dealt with is back, and now I'm one of the lucky ones that gets to deal with it.
I see.
Laced with so much sarcasm.
Why only you because of this ancestor connection? Surely there are others.
You know, that would be a great answer that I've been looking for if I had it.
Well, Rokain, it seems you are choosing your own path and making your own way, and I couldn't be prouder.
No, this gave red flags immediately. Okay.
I do not show it the best, but I have always been proud of you. I will always be proud of you. Would you like to make an insight?
Yeah, absolutely. This man's lying out of his ass. He's so fucking cursed. He's evil. 100%. Insight's a +3. No, that's a 4 for a fucking 7.
Because of certain things, I'll let you have advantage.
Okay, we'll try with the other die. Oh, a 10 for a 13.
That is enough.
Oh, wow.
There is only one person who has ever said that they are and will always be proud of you.
That's Kursai.
Your father would not commend you for taking the path less traveled. Your father...
No, it's not the path he decided.
Even if he was proud of you, he would not say it, because that would be giving you a win and would decrease your urge to continue striving for more. Only one person gives you praise this easy.
Mm-hmm. But it's his father.
Is
Something
it?
that he's been wanting this for a long time
Yes.
from his father. So there's the argument of finally it's happening. This is not him.
It wouldn't... With that insight, I think you also know Kasai's always cared about you.
Mm-hmm.
And Kasai also knows you've wanted this. But this is still very strange. Could you roll me a deception? If you're trying to keep your cool.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I'll roll a deception. Maybe if I can find it. Fucking 2 to 3.
Ooh.
Oh my god.
Didn't even roll that well on the insight.
Ugh.
Kind of sighs and goes, isn't it sad that the thing that gives me away is my pride for you? And the glamour drops.
The eye just goes wild.
And you see that the glamour, it's not like a normal disguise self. It's not that. It is sort of like a flush of what is Ichor
Ah, god damn it.
into Kasai in front of you. Hello, Rokain. And his voice is his own now. I'm glad to see you.
I think it's an immediate stand up, like out of the chair. Like it gets pushed back slightly.
And I am proud of you. I'm sorry for the deception.
Why lie?
I wasn't sure how you'd react to seeing me, and also, I don't exactly leave this room as anything but your father. So I had to get you back here. It seemed easiest to do that in the form of your father, instead of the form of your father telling you who I was.
Where is he?
Oh, he's on his way to the capital to see the queen.
I think it's pretty... Honestly, I think it's obvious that there's already, like, that look of distrust. Like, weirdly enough, like, yes, that he's trusted this man. But it's Ichor.
Yeah. I'm not going to hurt you, Rokain. I would never. I'd like to explain some things to you.
Then explain them.
Will you sit?
Fucking reluctantly. Yeah, he'll sit down. I think his hand is back in his pocket, though. On the squish.
I awoke in one thinking I would never awake again. But I awoke to someone tending my wounds, and I was changed. I do think without this, I would be dead. With it removed, I may also be dead. I'm not quite sure. But I was told what the Ichor is, what the goals of those who are wielding it is. And I was also told that you were part of people who are trying to stop it and who might be misinformed on certain things. Now, if you do not agree with that, I am not going to try and convince you, Rokain. I have always wanted you to make your own choices and go your own way. Mm-hmm. Always. And that has not changed. If we leave this room still on opposite sides, while I will try to appeal to you, I will never force you to take a path you do not want to take. And that is my vow to you. And you know I do not give vows lightly.
He just nods along.
And you can insight at any point if you want.
I honestly think he trusts him too much to insight him.
That
when it
is
was
fair.
his father, it made sense to insight when he was acting strange.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, because as you can tell, this is still Kasai. His mannerisms are the same. He's not like suddenly mwahahaing. He's not,
Yeah.
There is nothing about him, and the care that is radiating off of him for you is genuine. He goes, Rokain, I know you have always wanted to unite. That has been your deepest wish, to unite.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what we're trying to do. Think of it. If the Ichor was harnessed properly and able to not create these unfortunate abominations that are happening because the source of what can control it is locked away. If it was able to do that and everyone was able to have a commonality, an understanding, that would take us one step closer to unity. If those who wanted for only greed could see the struggles of those who do not live the life of privilege they live, if they could understand each other in a way that is impossible now, would that not be a better world?
But in the small time this has been out, so many people have been hurt.
It has not
have been hurt.
Controlled. We need to release. Our goal at the moment is to release the person who has the most control. She is all but the Ichor at this point. But she is the nexus. She is the morals. Right now, the Ichor is a simple being without any will except to spread, without any empathy or morality behind it. If she is free, it is no longer a blight corrupting. It is a tool for good. You yourself have seen the good that can come from Ichoric abilities. Have they not protected you? Protected your friends?
Looks down like I have only noticed that whenever it's useful, it comes out whenever I'm aggravated or angry. I will keep using it to protect others, yes, but it's not a good thing.
You have no control over it, okay? It is responding to base emotions, to the need of self-survival, to the need to protect, to the anger and frustration, yes. But if you hone it, there are others who also use it as a tool for violence. And while I disagree with the choice to bring certain people into the fold, I trust that there is a reason. And I trust that the goal is unity. And that with control, it will not be just anger that brings it out. It will be your choice. It is like when you first learned to swing a sword. Yes, you were wild, and when you got frustrated, your swings would be messy, and your form would go away when you were frustrated because you weren't getting things right. Do you remember?
Yes.
That's what's happening now. You have no training. You have no control. You keep losing your stance. You get sloppy. You let emotions overtake. Which can be a strength if you know how to utilize them. And Rokain, as proud as I am of all you have accomplished, utilizing your emotions have never been your strong suit.
Mm-hmm.
You must know I would not do this. I would not have picked this side. Even if it was what was keeping me alive, I would die rather than be on what I believe to be the unjust side of things. But I have met those involved. I have seen the kindness in them. I have seen the desire for good. Some of them, again, I disapprove of, but in the handful of those I've met that are like me, who have more control, who have more purpose, who do not get completely overtaken. In the handful of those I have met only one I think is abusing the power. I believe you've also met her.
Oh, fuck. I'm assuming, yeah. Tilly?
Yes, I do not
Shakes his head.
of Tilly one bit. I understand the sympathies. I have sympathies for where her anger comes from, but I believe she is letting that lead her over what her initial desire was.
Mm-hmm.
But everyone else I have met truly just wants a peaceful... We are only as peaceful as we are now, divided as we are because of our current queen. And she won a long, hard-fought battle. You were not alive to see what came before her, but it was not pleasant.
I've seen what the Ichor does to animals and such.
Again, that is that is a corruption, I will admit. But it is because there is no one to direct it. The Ichor is mindless because its mind is locked away. But all those involved are not... They have no interest in dictatorship. Yes, everyone has their own reasons for being part of this. But it is... The intentions of everyone is simply peace. Which I know is yours, and is not those in powers. Those in powers are waiting for the queen to pass, to fill the vacuum, to take advantage of the system she has set up that is so precarious because it is new. There are plots against her. Plots your father is a part of, Rokain.
Of course he is.
He touts duty and loyalty. He craves power. Your mother practices what she preaches. She may not always be as deft as she wishes under the foot of your father, but your father does not. Your father puts on the face of a well-meaning diplomat who only wants the best for his people. And yet, the people suffer while he seems to get in a better and better situation. Are people like your father the sort you want in charge, Rokain?
He doesn't answer, but it's very obvious what the answer is. It's very obvious that the answer is no. He does not want someone like that in power.
Tell me what you were thinking, Rokain.
What do you mean?
What are your thoughts on everything I've told you?
Well, first, what's going to happen to those that, I guess, the whoever's deciding this deems aren't... People like Tilly. What's going to happen to people like her? What are your plans for people who don't follow exactly what you want?
We are not judge, jury, and executioner. We are not forcing anything. The hope is once there is a sense of morality and empathy behind the Ichor, it will not be a forceful takeover. It will do as it does and spreads, but it will bring understanding and community and calmness instead of bringing out it focuses on strong emotions. Tilly craved justice. But at the heart of that, she was angry for the injustice. So it brought out her anger. I have only ever wanted to protect. So perhaps my sense of wanting to protect and my empathy is a little stronger. But if it can bring out strong emotions, and if it is fine-tuned, it could also bring out the best in people, Rokain. People like Tilly would not be consumed by their anger. Instead, it would be her compassion that was brought to the forefront, not quashed by her anger. That is the hope. And if there are some who wish not to be involved, or even once they have the Ichor, we're not going to line those people up on the street, and they will be free to live their lives. That's all we want, is people to be free to live their lives and to have that unity.
So, you infect people with the Ichor. What's stopping people from still killing, stealing? That's just going to happen and keep happening?
The hope would be no. But I can't promise that would be eradicated. We want to bring out the best in people, yes, but some people's best is not... I'm not pitching a utopia. Rokain, that is impossible. I'm just pitching something better than what we have. What we have is working, but it is crumbling. Because those in power are ceasing to gain more power. With this, there would be no people who hold power over others.
I think I understand more.
I'm glad.
But until it can be shown otherwise and then the fighting stops, I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing.
And I think that's a good place to go to a break.
Hey guys, we wouldn't be able to do this podcast without the support of our listeners. If you'd like to support us even more, you should head over to Patreon and check us out there at patreon.com/rollforfocuspodcast. You'll get all kinds of cool stuff like our hyper-focus episodes that release on our off weeks, where we talk about the episode and our thoughts and predictions about the future of the show, us playing games in and out of character. You can suggest an NPC or a magic item for Emery to give us in the world. There's some fun canon-adjacent shenanigans and backstory info you can find. And we have 2 mini-campaigns running. For patients and higher tiers, we have our first side tangent campaign called The Pilgrimage. Emery and I are running a Tales of the Valiant game where a beastkin war cleric of the trickster god Nakresh is on her very first official pilgrimage. What could go wrong? And Play to Your U tier gets our first off-topic campaign called Clean Slate. It's a quote-unquote blank sheet D&D campaign. What does that mean? You'll have to listen to find out. And we're enacting our very first Patreon stretch goal. When we get to 50 paid tier patrons, Emery is going to run a one-shot where we play a group of adventurers that run into the ancestors before they became the world-saving heroes we know now. Even more fun, patrons will be able to pitch character concepts we'll choose from to build our one-shot characters. You can join for as little as $1 a month, and every dollar we make goes right back into producing our podcast with the hopes we can improve and make it everything our listeners deserve. Thanks!
All right, welcome back. And at the top, Rokain, I would like to give you these.
Oh shit, I got 3 black gems and 2 white.
Yes.
That's a lot. I'm almost full. I need to turn in some gemstones.
So yes, you say you're going to keep doing what you're doing. And Kosai nods. Kosai goes, yes, I absolutely. But to prove to you that it can be done, we need to release the core. And you could help with that. There are 2 ways we know of to do this. And you could help with both. If you want to see the proof of what we want.
I alone can't make this decision. Not for the team that I'm on.
That's fair, but you can make your own personal decision.
My personal decision is to share this with my team and move forward.
Fair enough. I'm proud of you, Rokain. Truly.
Even if it means we'll be on opposite sides.
Yes. And Rokain, I need you to really hear this. No matter how this happens, I am endlessly proud of the man you are becoming. I am so happy you have found a path. I am so happy that this might sound strange, but that you sat in front of me and you did not immediately cow to my wants.
He, like me, are on the verge of tears.
Yeah. I could not be prouder of you. I have never been blessed with a child of my own. But I have you. And I love you, Rokain, dearly. Know that I will never raise my hand against you. Never. Even if we are on opposite sides, even if this does unfortunately come to blows, I will never harm you. I am incapable of such a thing.
He just nods along.
If you are interested to know how to unleash this center to free them, I would be happy to share with you.
I feel like that conversation should be discussed with the entire team when it comes to.
Very well.
Now I need to get back before. Roughly how long has it been? Because he's fairly good at keeping time.
With all the searching and then this talk has taken a bit, I'd say 2.5.
It's around the time that he wants to get going, yeah.
He does stand and he goes, if I know your focus is the Ichor, understandably, with how it is currently manifested. But while I am doing my best here as the guise of your father to perhaps make moves to benefit those who need it, your actual father is out there not doing a lot of good himself.
Then it should be brought to light.
Yes, it should.
No matter how hard it hurts the family.
It should. I would be happy to join you in this, even if it is just a temporary allyship. I have some evidence, but you know how easy it is for those in power to make such things stay buried.
Yeah.
Yes. So I would appreciate your help. He kind of stands, he puts a hand on your shoulder and kind of gives a comforting squeeze.
I feel like Rokain moves in for a hug, like actually does. He does not place, because I'm assuming he still has the gauntlets on, he does not place like his hands on him. He keeps them kind of...
Yeah. Just so it's like, I'm not trying anything, I don't even want to accidentally...
He doesn't, yep, exactly. It's more for a him thing. He might not, Kursai might not know what the gauntlets do.
He has no idea.
Rokain doesn't want to take that chance.
Yeah. Kursai gives you a very tight hug. Stay safe.
You too.
I will help how I can. But if we are truly on opposite sides of this, as much as I do want to help you, you'll understand if I do not share certain information with you until I know.
Yep. He doesn't like that, but, I mean, he can't force any other way.
Yeah, just as I am sure there is information you do not want to tell me.
Honestly, Rokain would probably willing to share as much information with Kursai. Not a good thing, but he will nod along.
Yeah. I'm so proud of you.
Thanks. It means a lot.
I know. You choosing your own path is a great first step, but remember what I said about harnessing your emotions and how that can be a great tool.
Okay.
But Rokain, to do that, you need to let yourself feel them.
He doesn't say anything, but there's that look of like, oh, that's fucking hard.
He does kind of smile because he can tell that he can read you.
Yeah, absolutely.
So he gives you another squeeze and steps away.
Rokain reaches into his pocket for the squish. He does not pull it out in front of him. So yes, there are things that he does keep secret. He just nods and squishes his thing to go back to his room. With, where they are, not his, his room.
His room in the inn in Puzzy, not his room at home.
Or, the base or anything.
Yeah.
No, specifically back to the team.
Okay.
Within time and with plans to share information immediately.
Hell yeah. So, Rokain, you sit back in your room, having done one of the hardest things I think Rokain has ever done. That curse I praised you for, of not just immediately letting someone else make your choice. Which I don't think Rokain has done very often.
Nope.
And for that...
Ooh, 2 black ones.
Again, you call them little bitch stones, but that's not always what they are. Sometimes you get it for being a bad bitch.
Yeah. So many black stones.
But you also put the team above things.
I did. I got 2 white stones.
What is Rokain feeling as he appears back in his room?
I feel like he finally lets himself break down. He does cry. He gives himself a good time to kind of recollect before anything else. From that point on, he is taking the map out. Well, first off, hopefully he still has the map and it hasn't gotten stolen.
No.
Because that was a fear whenever he appeared behind me. I was like, oh my god, he's going to steal my map. He's placing that down. The plan is the map is no longer his. He's going to give it off to probably Egan. Egan seems the most responsible out of this group. Then another white one. He doesn't have really anything else, but I think a lot of it is he's going over the information that he got. He wants to let them know. He honestly wants to wake them up now, but people need their rest to get, a full rest.
You guys have a long day ahead of you.
Yeah. I don't think he fully understands how bad what he did was of disappearing without the team and using stuff. Mm-hmm. I think he understands that yes, it was. Thus why he's willing to give up the map and whatnot. But I feel like it's also kind of counteracted with the fact that he did get a lot of good information. I feel as though he pulls out a quill and paper, wanting to put down all of this information that he got from Kursai onto paper. That way it's just as factual as possible to give it to the other party members, Egan and Zealous, just in case he wants to put it on there as factual as possible, knowing how emotionally compromised he is when it comes to Kursai. That way, if there's any issues or one of the others, mainly Zealous, were to push back, ask more questions, the way Zealous be, there isn't that cause to push Rokain into a more of an emotional outburst. Not really listening to Kursai's words of embrace your feelings, still avoiding them to a point, but this feels more important than that for him because of how important this view of Kursai being not as evil as we've seen the Ichor be.
Yeah.
It's not something that he can just be like, yeah, this happened. It has to be exactly right. But I also think with how emotionally unstable he is, I don't think he's able to get anything written down.
So it kind of sounds like Rokain wants to be as factual as possible. He's always been able to turn off his emotions, and right now there's just too many. He can't turn them off.
No, it's that paper or that quill is on that paper, but it's not moving.
How long do you think you sit there just...
Honestly, I could see it going on for a little bit. I hate bringing up stupid things, but it's the whole SpongeBob
Yeah, just the word Kursai.
all fancy and everything.
And then we see, like, the fucking sun coming up.
It's just... there's just so much going on in his head right now. Just the fear, the new way to look at Ichor, not unlike his own use of it, but also this is completely new. It's all just overwhelming. That's all it is. There's no way for him to regulate his emotions. Yeah, he knows that.
I have a question for you. You said the fear. Is it fear for himself? Fear for the rest of the party? Fear for Kursai? What is causing that fear in Rokain?
I honestly feel like it could encompass all of it.
Mm-hmm.
There's the fear of being on separate sides against Kursai, even though, again, he's brought up the fact that he'll never raise a blade towards Rokain. That doesn't entirely mean he won't with his friends. A little weird to call them that, but, we're here. And then the fear of now having to go to his friends and tell them what he did behind their back, how they're going to react, and what they're going to think of this new information, and then being stuck in the middle between them and Kursai. I feel like that's probably where the biggest amount of fear is coming from, is the fact that he is now in this middle that he does not want to be in.
No, that totally makes sense. That fear, because when you're in the middle, eventually you have to pick a side.
And he doesn't want to do that. Not at all.
He may not even be capable of that.
Unless,
like, push came to shove.
Depending on, how it goes down, if it goes down, he might have to, he might be able to, he might not. It's just, that's all circumstances that once we get there is probably when it'll be found out. I don't think there's going to be I'll stand against him or I'll protect you to the very last breath type of thing. He's going to be in that middle until it is either evident that he needs to pick a side or it is decided for him. Or something miraculously changes him in the next, however many days, weeks, or whatever comes to that battle.
Yeah. If it even ever comes to a battle.
If it does, yeah. There's no guarantee that there'll ever be a battle, especially with how we saw Kursai. There is this understanding like he could just be spoken to. But the fact that the person that he trusts the most is now is going to be on the opposite side if that's what's decided scares him the most. Like, yeah, he knew his dad wasn't the best. I think he was honestly assuming his dad was the one that was going to get Ichored.
Yeah.
And the fact that, how obvious it was that
selfish and self-serving enough without it.
Honestly, yeah. The news that his father is not the best person and all that doesn't seem surprising.
Yeah, it's that thing of, like, I think Rokain always told himself, like, yeah, my father's all about duty and serving the people, but once it was very clear that that was not the case, Rokain didn't really push back. Because I think deep down, Rokain knew his father was not as noble as he claimed to be.
And he is a little bit more willing than I expected to be as, I guess, willing to destroy his family name for the people, which might honestly help him. But yeah.
I just gave one black, one white stone.
Yeah. No more, please. I don't have any more room.
This is what happens when you share your thoughts.
Yeah.
Yeah. And like you said before, Rokain would trust any information he got from Kosai.
Yeah,
it's
absolutely.
just would the others.
And he could see it going either okay or really bad with getting information from Kursai, depending on how the others react. I don't know if that makes sense. A lot of just, they might not trust him, and that could be really, like, it could go really bad of, like, no, we're going to kill him, we don't trust him at all, or we'll try to save him, whether that kills him as well, we don't know. So...
And there is also the issue of you're like, show me proof. And he's like, I would be happy to, but that's impossible until this. So you have to place an immense amount of trust in Kosai, which you already have, but also in these people you do not know, in this source you do not know. In a lot of unknowns. I feel like Rokain's trust in Kosai is unwavering.
Yeah.
But it's like, it's not Kosai I don't trust. It's all these other people. It's the fact that I've seen how Tilly is. It's the fact that we know there are others out there.
How it affects animals, it just makes them...
Yeah. And, like, yes, maybe Kosai is right. And if the empathy is there, it won't turn them into abominations.
Yeah. Rokain also believes that the Ichor has some kind of, like, mind control. Like, yes, it is altering people. So at the end of it, are they truly who they were before?
That is fair.
Even though it does, yes, it made them better. They're no longer some murderer, but that's not who they are anymore.
Yeah. But it's also that thing of, like Kosai told you, as he understands it, it is that it brings out strong emotions in yourself.
Yeah.
With control, it would bring out the good part of you that is already there. If there is no good part of you, it can't bring it out. It can't make you suddenly, as far as Kosai understands it.
For Rokain, it still falls under that control. They're being controlled. That's not who they are. Yes, they're not evil or doing bad things anymore, but that's, again, not them.
But you can also see Kosai's side of, it's not control, it is bringing out what's already in there.
Yeah.
If there was nothing to bring out, it couldn't. It's just encouraging people to act on their best instincts.
Rokain is in that middle where he could lean either way.
Yeah.
And that's where it comes into the fact that he can't make that decision himself.
That's fair. I think a big thing is that this is the first time Rokain has seen a person clearly overtaken with Ichor. Clearly gaining new abilities, because Kosai could never shapeshift, could never do anything like that. He was a pure fighter. If this is the first person to be given ability, like the only like fully cognizant person you've seen that embraces the Ichor completely willingly is Tilly. Tilly was abusing it.
Yep.
According to Kosai, that is abuse of it.
I mean, I think Rokain would also say yeah, but then again...
But as Kosai understands it, that is not the norm. So... But he acknowledges they're out there, and as far as he knows, Tilly's the only one who's been fully brought in to the fold that is abusing it. But I think also for Rokain, like, after all the raw emotion of just Kosai, he sees that this didn't destroy Kosai as he knows him. This didn't So there has to be some truth in what Kusai is saying if he's not suddenly selfish, reprehensible, the Ichor or die.
Yeah.
So clearly, there's a semblance of truth here.
Yeah.
Because Kusai is Kusai. There was nothing in that conversation that made you go.
No, just the beginning whenever it was his quote-unquote father.
Yeah. If anything, he held a little more open contempt for your father, but he's never liked your father. He just feels like he can be a little more free with that now.
Yeah. There's just so much in the air right now that I'm unsure.
Yeah, Rokain doesn't like not having the answers, and it sounds like he has no answers.
No. He has more questions than he started with.
I just want my dad and my friends to be friends.
Yeah. And again, just has to comb through the library.
Yeah.
More... he needs to find a more efficient way of going through that library than what he already has.
So, yeah, you just sit there staring at a piece of paper, thinking and thinking and thinking some more.
That's all he can do right now. Whether there's actually anything going on in that brain,
Another SpongeBob reference. It's that thing of where's the name? Yeah, just a bunch of people in there.
Yeah.
Little Rokains.
Oh, God.
Does this say kill Kusai or help Kusai? I don't know. I only have one eye.
Fuck you. But yeah. He just sits there.
Yeah. So, yeah, as Rokain sits there, quill in hand, one word written on paper, and we kind of like pull back and we see that the sun is peaking. Again, not like, oh, the sun is fully risen, everyone's
because
up.
we're still, everyone's getting up early.
Yeah, but just that peak of like, oh. And as you just sit there, let's be real, disassociating.
That's, I think, probably exactly what happened. Again, everything's running up there, but there's no...
Yeah.
Lights are on, no one's home.
Yeah. But I think that's where we'll end our episode.
I've got a lot to say in the talkback, but I have to.
Yeah, lots to say in the talkback. You guys should tune in if you're able. But thank you so much for listening. We hope you had just as much fun listening as we had playing. And remember, play to your you. That felt really weird with just two of us.
So much.
Yeah. One second. And remember, play to your you. There we go. That felt right. Bye.
Bye, y'all.
Do you want a shirt or a poster with your favorite Ouroboros boy on it? Maybe a mug with the Ouroboros symbol? Your very own special depression blanket? Maybe a journal with Thiel's Magpie Shop logo? We have all of that and so much more in our merch store. You can find it at ttrpgswag.com/pages/roll4focus. 50% of all profits go straight to us, and 50% go to TTRPG Swag for hosting and helping. Make sure to check it out. Thank you for listening to Roll for Focus. Make sure to rate and review wherever you listen. Episodes are edited and transcribed by the Roll for Focus team. Character art is by Miedek. She can be found at linktree/Miedek. That's MEDEKH. Intro-outro music is The Last Dragon by Alex Bass. Background music is by Christopher Gallivan. You can follow all our socials, which can be found on our website, rollforfocus.com, or in our link tree. If you want to do more to support us, you can make donations at our Ko-fi or subscribe to our Patreon for as little as $1 a month for all sorts of goodies like access to character sheets, games in and out of character, mini campaigns, shoutouts at the end of the episodes, and more.
Hey everyone, Thank you all so much for all the support you give. We especially want to thank our patrons, like those who have found enlightenment and know that it's best to play to your you, like Luchik and MN House of Cats. Thank you guys so much. We couldn't do this without you.
We have more pill bottles.
I don't want multiple pill bottles, but I don't need more.
That's enough slices!
Honestly, yeah. So